Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord,
Yahushua,
who hath blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places in
Yahushua,
according as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love, having predestinated us unto the adoption of children by
Yahushua,
to himself, according to the good pleasure of his will, to the praise of the glory of his grace, wherein he hath made us accepted in the beloved.
Esdras saw upon the Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel, and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing, and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of Yahweh. Now are they crowned, and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them, and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of Yahweh, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. Then the angel said unto me, Go thy way, and tell my people what manner of things, and how great wonders of the Lord thy God thou hast seen.
You got Tyler one.
All right. First and foremost, we like y'all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Kabbalah. The monster pastor, this is GMS. Citation to your brother, push your word for truth. Truth and sincere four corners. We GMS Mississippi camp. And I'm just let the brothers take over.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what we want to get into, today, all right, this evening, all right, is going into, more prophecy. All right. And there's things happening, here in America. There's things happening, in the Middle East. Okay. And there's things happening everywhere. And it's all right, tied to the prophecy of the second coming of Yahushua. Now, one of the major prophecies, that we was warned, to be on the lookout was the Third World War, all right, in which, these nations, all right, would go to war, all right, for one last time, okay, and in the midst of that war, would be the return of Yahushua, okay, and that's why, we pay so close attention, to the things leading up to this war, and one of the things, we was warned is when we will begin to hear the rhetoric, okay, of peace and safety, there will be an indicator that sudden destruction, was near. Okay. And all the pieces, all right, are in place, all, the things needed, to fulfill prophecy of America being completely destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. These nations, all right, are on to the T. Okay. They have hypersonic technology, to fulfill prophecy of this place being destroyed in the hour. And they have, the resources and the manufacturing to build all these warheads. Okay. So we got a video we want to get into, which, the latest, over there in the Middle East, dealing with those small hats and, you know, those Palestinians. Now, what we're going to hear these next couple of days is this Trump character. Okay, he's going to be, you know, boasting, all right, of him brokering some peace deal between the small hats, all right, and the Palestinians, you know, so-called, you know, the hostage release, you know. So that's going to be something that they're going to, you know, boast in, you know, for the next couple of days. And, you know, people are going to begin, you know, jumping on the Trump train again, you know, and you see they mad at this nigga one week, they love this nigga the next week, you know, and it's all a psyop, you know, because at the end of the day, we know what the scriptures say. So we're going to let this play and get some precepts, you know, Lord will, you brothers and you sisters are edified. So let's blow this up.
This is the day that people across the region and around the world have been working, striving, hoping, and praying for. They have done things over the last month that I think were really unthinkable. Nobody thought this could happen. With the historic agreement we've just signed, those prayers of millions have finally been answered.
Mediators Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey signed a document with U.S. President Donald Trump on the Gaza ceasefire deal. The document was signed during the international summit hosted by Egypt in the Red Sea resort of Sharm el-Sheikh on the deal. As other leaders present sign the document, other attendees applaud. Trump once again thanks them for the support shown during the negotiations for the ceasefire. Everybody's happy, he says, saying he's done big deals before, but this has taken off like a rocket ship. He says there had previously been predictions claiming World War III would start in the Middle East, adding, "That's not going to happen." The signing ceremony then concluded.
Monday.com, the opposite of any work platform we tried in the past. We tried other work management platforms, not naming names.
Well, thank you very much, and that was a great honor. I appreciate it very much, Mr. President. Mr. General, Mr. President, great General, great President, thank you very much. This is the day that people across the region and around the world have been working, striving, hoping, and praying for. They have done things over the last month that I think were really unthinkable. Nobody thought this could happen. With the historic agreement we've just signed, those prayers of millions have finally been answered. As you know, the hostages have been returned, and further work goes on having to do with the, sadly to say, bodies. Together we've achieved what everybody said was impossible. At long last, we have peace in the Middle East, and it's a very simple expression, peace in the Middle East, and we've heard it for many years, but nobody thought it could ever get there, and now we're there. And I want to congratulate everybody sitting in these first few rows and standing behind me. I don't know why they chose to stand, but I promise I'll make it short, okay? We are not going to keep you standing for long. These are great leaders. After years of suffering and bloodshed, the war in Gaza is over. Humanitarian aid is now pouring in, including hundreds of truckloads of food, medical equipment, and other supplies, much of it paid for by people in this room. Civilians are returning to their homes. The hostages are reuniting. I mean, it's beautiful. I'm just watching it backstage. The level of love and sorrow, I've never seen anything like it. It's amazing when you see they haven't seen their mother, their father. They haven't seen them in such a long time, and they lived in a tunnel, a very little tunnel, very deep. And the level of love is just incredible. It's a beautiful thing to see. It's, in one sense, it's so horrible that it could have taken place, but in another sense, it's so beautiful to see a new and beautiful day is rising, and now the rebuilding begins. The rebuilding is maybe going to be the easiest part. I think we've done a lot of the hardest part because the rest comes together. We all know how to rebuild, and we know how to build better than anybody in the world. I want to express my tremendous gratitude to the Arab and Muslim nations who helped make this incredible breakthrough possible. And you really did. To President El-Sisi of Egypt, who is so generously hosting us today. And I want to thank you for the outstanding job your country is doing in so many different ways and for helping us so much with this peace agreement. I also want to thank the President for the escort of 6 fighter jets. Oh, we looked out the window. We said,
So you hear, this devil Trump, all right, and he's boasting, all right, in his peace deal, So what we're gonna see the next couple of days is, they're gonna make a big deal about it. They're gonna, it's because it's political, and he's boasted about other peace deals and they never hold, and this one is not gonna hold neither because thus said the Lord, all right, and just to throw it out there. Last time they were speaking about peace was right before they attacked Iran, before their 12-day war. So don't be surprised if these devils, get everybody lax and chilling, thinking that they're trying to broker real peace, and these devils, pop up, okay, and do a surprise attack, okay, on Iran. That's a possibility, but we'll see. But I'm gonna go ahead and get that for you, bro. Nah, you good over there? Can you?
Come, bro. For sure.
Okay,
Shalom,
come. I'm finna get this. Shalom, bro.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yes. Let's get that First Thessalonians for the brother. Would you want to start there? You want to jump straight to 3, or you want to read into it?
Yeah, Khan, you can read into it about Bashar.
Okay, we'll start at 1, bro.
Khan, from top. This is First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai so cometh as a thief in the night. You gotta keep reading on to it, bro. Come, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Yeah, so hey, this is what these devils are doing, man. They're saying peace and safety. And the brother went into how, the last time they was talking peace, it was right before a war. But this is all this devil is capable of is creating chaos in the earth, man. Because this is what he's made for. For one, he's a sword. He's been using the earth, to go out to deceive, to take, certain. The Lord is using this man to be a problem, man. He's a problem, So how about Shem Yahushua? The scriptures say the king's hearts is in the hands of the Lord, right? The king's minds is in the hand of the Lord. Mm-hmm. So this devil, he's thinking that through this great illusion, like they just got everything under control, man. They ain't got shit under control. They actually falling right into what the scripture says, and like even in this precept, how they gonna say peace and safety, then sudden destruction, man. They think they got it, but they really ain't got it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I got that. I got a quick one for you too, bro. Read the first 2 in the Psalms 140. Read verses 1 and 2 for the brother.
God, this is Psalms chapter 140, starting at verse 1. It says, "Deliver me, O Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war."
Yep. So here it is. Here it's all they're about. They're about commotion, but here it is. Hey, we're gonna need Yahweh Shema Shai. See, because his blessing is a sword. We're gonna need Yahweh Shem Yahushai to deliver us from this man. And this is why the standard gotta be lifted, But going into basically what this devil is talking about, hey, this ain't gonna stand, this is gonna fail also, man. But what's not gonna fail is the scriptures. Baba Gashai, get Isaiah 34 and 16, Baba Gashai.
Isaiah 34:16.
God. Yeah, because the Lord, this ain't gonna fail. What the Lord is saying, this man, he's gonna be used for the end, man. This is his end.
Okay, you got it, bro.
Come, this is book of Isaiah chapter 34, verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it had commanded, and his spirit it had gathered them.
Yep. All these peace treaties and everything that they got, that shit gonna fail. But what the Lord got set up, which is these scriptures, which is biblical prophecy, it's not gonna fail. And they are them just like everybody else that's in that peace treaty. They are in it, man. You know, because hey, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. In these last days, we know that the ultimate Jake, Yahweh Shai, Esau's end. Jake is the beginning of the word that follow. Yahweh Shai is coming to pull these people out of power, man. They gotta lose. That's the whole thing. They are set up to lose. That's the whole point. And there will be war. You know, there will be fucking war, man. You can't get outside of it, man. Hey, because for one, how about Shema Shai set it up to where the movie ends where their world ends in the climax of war. Him gathering these nations. Baba Gashai, since we're going into that, get that real quick. It says rise up. He's gonna be the one that rise up for us, Baba Gashai. What is that?
Oh, I got it, bro.
Yeah, I think it's Joel.
9, 3, and 8.
Yeah, come on.
You got it, bro.
Come, this is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8.
Zephaniah 3 and 8.
Come, Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8. It says, therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them
bro?
my. Can you hear me? Can you hear me out?
I hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I start from the top. This is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 8. It says, therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
Yep. So this is a prophecy which is going to happen. So this cancel out that peace. You know, they might again, like the brother said, they're gonna talk about this for a couple of days. You know, but something gonna happen to where it ain't no more peace. You know, and it's ultimately it's gonna be what? It's gonna be all out war. You know, it's gonna be all out because the third war gotta happen. You know, and the scriptures say this war gonna be fought with what? With fire, man. Fuel of fire, man. It's gonna be fought.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, it's how about Shema Shai's word? You know, none of these prophecies shall fail. Real quick, Baba Gashai, get the termination. You got the Edamon.
You want to get that word determination, Edelman?
Come. And the Lord say, his determination is to get these nations.
Come. See, determination. All right, so let me get that real quick. It's that word determination. And in the animal line, it said determination. It said decision, sentence in a suit or law, definite or authoritative judicial settlement. It says determination, a settlement. All right, definition, conclusion, a boundary. It says to enclose, bound, set limits to determine.
Yeah. So here it is, and you got the ultimate judge, which is sentencing these people, you know, and because they in the valley, they are gathered in the valley of Yehoshaphat, you know, which is the Lord's judgment, man. You know, so it's the Lord who's going to basically, you know, when that hammer come down, which is Yahushua, this is the judgment that they got to come into. They got to have this. This is all to fulfill prophecy, man. Hey, because this is the Lord's movie. Everything happens according to how He wanted. You know, it was a build up on their wickedness. So for their actions they've been pushed out and spewed in the earth, they're gonna come a judgment behind it. You know, there's gonna be a reaction, and the reaction is what they gonna have to see Yahushua. That's just how it is. You can continue reading on that, bro, Baba Kashah.
It says meaning, action of definitely ascertaining. It says it's from 1670s. It says result, ascertain, a conclusion, a fixed direction toward a goal or terminal point. It says originally in physics or anatomy, all right, fixation on will toward a goal, state of mental resolution with regard to something is from general sense. Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna say yeah, because this is the will of the Lord. Again, this is His determination. It's His will is to gather them so He can get rid of the problem in the earth. One, all those that had a hand in oppressing Israel, you know. You got it. I think it's the last part of it.
Let me see. And then whatever precept brothers got, they'll swing it around. Let's see the last part. It says a fixation of will toward a goal, state of mental resolution with regard to something. All right. It says a quality of being a resolute fixedness of purpose as a character trait. You know, so the Lord determined. You know,
his trait. His character trait is his end goal is to be them wiped out. You know, that's the whole thing about it, man. For one, Esau, but you got these nations. How the Lord is going to disarm these. He's going to disarm the nations, man. You know, and what's going to be left standing is going to be the power of Israel. You know, that's what it is.
Bro. Any other brother had a precept?
You can get Jeremiah chapter 13, verse 23.
Jeremiah 13, 23.
All
right, you got it, bro.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 13, verse 23. Can the Ethiopian change in, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil.
So this is Esau, Edom, man. They are who they are. They can't change their ways. Okay, the scriptures go into they was estranged from the womb. You know, he speak with a forked tongue. Scripture speaks on never trust thy enemy. Speaking about this devil, he's not to be trusted, man. You know, and now, you know, what he has changed it to the Department of War. At one point it was the Department of Defense. But before, you know how to say no son. Before that was already the Department of War. Then they changed it. Now it's back at the Department of War. So they're in that mindset of bringing war, you know what I'm saying, to the different nations and to the American citizens, man. and he's not to be trusted because this man is in rulership. This is his rulership, and he see it's dwindling away. He see he's losing his grip, so he's gonna go all out by all means to try to keep his rulership, or he's willing to take everybody out. You know what I'm saying, to keep anybody else from getting it. But we know that's not going to happen because Yahweh Shai is going to be ruling the earth, man, when he come back and dismantle what's left of this so-called kingdom and bring forth righteousness, man. But Esau, he can't change. It's in his DNA. Okay, he's a slickster, he's a cunning hunter, he's a liar, he's a deceiver. He's not to be trusted, man. So when Trump making this speech and all the flattering words about how this, never happened before, this, that, and the third, hostages are being released and all that. But man, you can guarantee you, man, they already getting ready to go to the next phase of dropping some bombs or conquering somebody else, man. Because it say he can't get no rest, like scripture say, unless he calls something to fall, man. And then like brothers are going into, and then it's prophecy, man. So the devil, no matter what he does, he's going to have to eventually fall in the line or the suit of prophecy. Because like brothers saying, it's going to have to be a World War III. It's documented. Okay, the leap of the flock is going to draw them out eventually, where it's not going to be no turning back. Israel, Netanyahu, man, he can't stand Hamas. He can't stand the Gaza Strip. He don't like them Palestinians, man. So he's gonna end up doing something else, man. So this might well have just basically, I'm speaking as a man, just been called a ceasefire for a minute, man. Something is going to happen, man, because prophecy says it's going to. That's all I got, bro.
Yeah, I got one too,
bro. What you got, Tyler?
Give me Isaiah 14, 26 and 27 in the NLT. Basically going in like the brother talking about the other nation gonna get judged, and they are gonna get judged. So like I said, and you know what? No, I was watching about Trump this morning on that thing. He's so motherfucking proud, y'all. I done this. This. Me. It's just like talking about me. I done this. That's a proud. If you put proud definition, you see that nigga. He's there. He proud to the fullest, man.
This is the book Isaiah chapter 2. Go ahead.
You got it.
This is the book Isaiah chapter 14, verse 26. It says, I have a plan for the whole earth, a hand of judgment upon all the nations. The Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, heaven's armies, has spoken. Who can change his plans? When his hand is raised, who can stop him?
That's right. So Lord got a plan. Yahweh Shah have a plan. Like I said, and they gonna go to war regardless. And guess what? And they can't stop it because the Lord's in control of everything. That's people fail to realize he's in control. Yahweh Shah in control everything. All right. So they going to war, and they all gonna get judged. All right. Mm-hmm. I'm talking to you other nations, especially reading Psalms 83. It ain't all the nation. Y'all all gonna get judged, man. And when it start, it's not gonna stop. All right. But that's all I got, brothers.
I got one for you,
bro. I know. You want to get the ones out of the comment board? You had something else, bro.
I had something else going into how the brother was going into how they forwarded the affliction. So I'm gonna bring that one out for him because the coin just went into as well how they gonna get judged. Zechariah 1:15. Come.
Yeah. You got it, bro. It's an NLT or you want to get in KJV?
KJV. Yeah, it gives that exact wording in the KJV on this one.
All right, let's get to it. All right, you got it, bro.
This is Zechariah chapter 1 and verse 15. It says, I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. You know, so going into how the brother y'all is going into how the other nations had a part as well. And just like Zaquan just said, all the heathen nations are going to get judged. And here's why: because the Lord said He's very displeased with the fact that they not only the Esau, you know, he did everything, but the other nations helped forward that affliction as well. So they were in the word I'm looking for when you help out with a crime,
accessories. Yeah, accessories.
They're an accessory to the crime. And you know, you're a driver gets more time than the person that did it. You know, just throwing out them things. But that's the point, bro. The other nations are gonna get judged as well.
Come on. I got a couple on the comment board. There's the ones that the brother got. So we can start. We'll work our way back up. So you can read this one for the brother Yum Yad. I say Yum Yad. You can break it down. I'm just gonna get a few off the comment board. You got it. Why not?
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 16. It says, like as an arrow which is shot of the almighty archer, which is shot of a mighty archer, returneth not backward. Even so, the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again.
Yeah, so Yahweh Shem Shah, the ultimate plague is going to be them arrows. You know how the Lord. This is going to be the closing, you know, of the curtain, man. When the Lord send those arrows through these people that they have built them, as the scripture goes into how the smith created, you know, these arrows, man. It's all for judgment.
Blow the code.
He blew the code. It's all for judgment. It's all for Yahweh Shem Shah to use it. See, because again, they not just gonna be put up in the closet forever, you know, or just lay low. No, Yahweh Shem Shah. And this is why Russia, for one, Russia always testing like the length it can go, you know, everything that this missile can handle is ultimately to be used. This is a weapon. Don't Esau test his instruments? This devil continually move in the earth to where it ain't nothing that he ain't trying to just if it's got value or whatnot. Again, they covet lands, right? He is the damn ultimate weapon. If you got something that's worth value, hey, he the robber of the earth, you know. So therefore, he gotta pay them debts, man. He gotta pay all that because for one, hey, Yahweh Shem Shah made him again, going all the way back to how Yahweh Shem Shah made this man to be the deceiver of the earth, the thief, the robber, and then to get his just jail sentence. His jail sentence is going to be what? Revelation 13, 10. What was it? 3 and 10, Baba Gashah. What is it? Is it 3 and 10, Baba Gashah?
13 and 10.
13, yeah. How this damn devil, he gotta, and this is what our patience goes into. This is the patience. So you mean to tell me how the Lord got us geared up, waiting on this devil, and it ain't gonna happen? And we know how he got to go out. It's got to be Yahweh Shem Shah to take him out. And it's going to be why him using these nations to fulfill the prophecy. There's going to be a war.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a war. He can't escape it. He can't escape his way out, man. He got to go out. Let's see. Baba Gashah.
Bro, I got one more from the brother, and then
okay.
You can read that
one. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood, but it shall be with the burning and fuel of fire.
Yep. And the fuel of fire
this shall be.
Yep. So this one, hey, this is gonna be
No, I'm saying this shall be.
Yep.
Throughout. It says, but this shall be with the burning and fuel of fire.
Yeah. So this one, it's gonna be with these arrows that's gonna be made for ultimate judgment. And a lot of these people, for one, is gonna be a sacrifice. You're gonna be the sacrifice because these people, they're gonna be the fuel to the fire. You know, you got some elements that are gonna be burned. Again, these missiles are created to be used. That's one of the ultimate instruments the Habashim Shah is going to use in the day of judgment, the day of darkness. You know, a day of like what scripture say, a like scrolls in the sky. You know? The clouds they're gonna basically roll back. Hey, everything. This is like, see if everything come to pass what the devil talking about, that means Yahweh Shemel Shah is a liar, right? That's not happening. Yahweh Shemel Shah is he gonna use these missiles. See, because the Lord is playing on the minds of these kings, like Vladimir Putin, for one. How he gonna be ultimately used to send off, you know, the judgment of basically, and not only just him, but you know, you got all these nations, because they're gonna all play a part of them turning their hand on the horde, man. Yahweh Shemel Shah he's gonna destroy this place, man. Ain't no peace and safety. The only peace and safety is the elect, you know, calling upon the names of Yahweh Shemel Shah. That's the only peace and safety for real.
Come on, bro. And what you had one in Jeremiah?
That was Jeremiah 51 and 1. Bob, you start at 1.
Okay, come. And you can read that one up there for him too. I know. The other one you had got this bag of what he just said.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hands of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
Yep. So say the Lord can have you talking like he got this devil talking peace and safety. Then it's gonna be in this devil again to commit crime in earth. Like, hey, because that's how the Lord wants this devil to move. You know, he turned it whatsoever he will. Ultimately, it's gonna be all out war. All these people that's in that room with him, you know, they're gonna play a role in, like, yeah, hit the button, you know, hit the button, because it gotta be that war. That war has to happen. There's no evading it. That war has to happen.
Come on, bro. And you want to start at 1?
Come
on, you got it, bro. Jeremiah 51 and 1.
Come, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 1. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah, behold, I will rise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, and it's like they rise up against me, a destroying wind.
Yep. It's going to be ultimate nuclear destruction, and this is going to be in the midst of World War III. Has to happen. You got it, bro.
Absolutely, I've got you covered.
Verse 2. And will send upon Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land, for the day of trouble they shall be against her round about.
Just furthering the prophecy, the judgment. But the nation's gonna rise up. Even those who are even those that's basically, like, you got the UK, you know, everybody that's in league with her also. They are going to participate with the destruction of her. You got it.
Verse 3, it says, against him that bended, against him that bended, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifted himself up in his brigandine.
Brigandine. Yeah, Bridgerdine. Yep.
Throughout it, and against him that lifted himself up in his Bridgerdine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts.
Going always going, they gonna destroy the host. Because even when Yahweh Shah come, we know it's a day of darkness. Yahweh Shah's coming to get busy too. You know, ultimately, you know, we know that he gonna have these nations shooting up missiles upon those men of war. See, because as scripture goes into, she gonna have the loss of men in that day, like the nephew, the son. Hey, all these people, it's gonna be a war that's gonna take out a majority of the people who's standing for this in this defense. Hey, how about Shmuel Shah again going into the disarmament, man?
Come on, bro. I just looked that word over real quick in the Hebrew for Bridgerdine, and it goes into the Hebrew word Sharayan, and it goes into either body armor, a weapon, perhaps a lance or a javelin. You know, was just likened into a missile. You know, so all throughout the scriptures, it's the same prophecy of America being destroyed with thermonuclear missiles. Just backing up what you're saying, which these missiles are going to be used in this war. They're burning the fuel of fire. That's how this war going to be fought. This is going to be fought like never has there been a nuclear exchange between nations. You had one nation drop atomic bombs on the nation, you know, and there was atomic warfare, but there's never been a nuclear exchange in the earth where these nations are going to exchange, you know, nuclear, you know, weapons. All right, with majority of those weapons coming to America. You know, America will get their few off. They're gonna get some off, but it's gonna be way more come back. You know, so I just heavy how they just interwoven, you know, that destruction, you know, within all these precepts. But you got it, bro.
Yeah, because you got all these warheads. They bringing the heat to this place, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, and here it is, the thing about it, we can see it, but the leaders of the earth can't see it. You know, and it's us telling them their judgment. So that it goes right back into Jeremiah 28, how the prophets that was of old. You know, telling they telling the downfall of kingdoms, man. We're telling the downfall of a kingdom. You know, hey, how about Shmuel Shah got it set up to where this place can't keep on moving like that? No, it ain't gonna keep on moving because it can't thrive with Yahweh Shah. You know, Yahweh Shah is coming to put all that. He coming to lay all that down.
Mm-hmm. And your brother had some?
Yeah, can I get Joel chapter 3, starting at verse 9, and read down to verse 13. Just going to basically, you know, the brother's already going into, you know, but how all this still gonna all just come together, you know, by way of prophecy.
Come on, you got it, bro.
Gun this book of Joel, chapter 3, starting at verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare for war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords.
So we're telling people, okay, we're telling the people that these nations are getting ready to, you know, come together and get ready for war, man. We see it happening just by all the proxy wars, the war that's going on, and just the whole buildup of these different nations, man, that you can feel it in the air. That war is brewing. You got it, bro.
Verse 10. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
So, you know, brothers always go into it. I know the brother Priest Yash always go into how these countries, they're not really concerned about putting money into agriculture, you know, into farming and everything. They're more focused on, military things, like weaponries, warheads, tanks, things of that nature, something that they can go to war with. That's how these other nations are saying that they are strong, because now America is not the only one that's nuclear capable. Okay, the other countries have nuclear capability now themselves, So this is these other nations pretty much boasting in the fact that they're ready to go to war just as well as any other country. You got it, bro.
Verse 11. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh Shema Shai.
Keep going, bro.
Can you scroll down, bro?
Okay, my bad, bro.
Oh, you good.
You got it.
Come, verse 12. It says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there I will sit to judge all the heathen round about.
So this is gonna be that like the melting pot in the Middle East for the Lord's judgment, man. So when you see all these nations coming together, some of them, are allies, some of them are gonna betray certain allies, and they're gonna start just coming together, but it's gonna be that meeting ground, you know what I'm saying, for the Lord's judgment, man, was Yahweh Shaphat. And that's also going to be the place where they're going to start trying to fight the Lord, man. But that's going to be a major scene of judgment for all these heathens, all the people over here in Babylon. That's going to be what you call it when they deployed over there to the Middle East. You heard the guy, forget his name, talk the Secretary of Defense. He talking about how they soldiers are gonna have to start being in shape, and none of these these wishy-washies and trans, but they saying that, but they're gonna take all comers, man, because they're gonna be getting, the brakes beat off of them. So they ain't gonna give a damn about all that. They just gonna want boots on the ground, whoever they can get, man. And at the end of the day, whoever the Lord has ordained to be judged in that land, that's who's going. You got it, bro.
Come, verse 13. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great.
Right. So everything is getting ready, man. Everything is just is developing perfectly, man, according to the scriptures by way of prophecy. And that sickle, man, it's a instrument used to pretty much cut down things, man. It's also could be used as an instrument of death. And the Lord's judgment by way of the thermonuclear missiles is going to be an instrument of death, man. And when them missiles start dropping, they're going to be eradicating everything. Now, we know over there in the East, it's not going to be just completely eradicated like America going to be, but they're going to get hit, man. It's going to be a lot of death over there, man. But we're watching prophecy unfold, man, with these other nations, man. And no matter how it seemed like it's going to die down a little bit, it's going to flame right back up. But eventually it's going to be to that point of no return, man, where all these nations who are allies, they're going to go full force against America, Israel, and whoever they allied with, and Russia's going to be the top dog leading those other ones. Russia, Iran, Turkey, whoever the allies are, man. But it's going to be World War III in this fullness, man. And Yahweh Shai is going to return in the midst of all that. You got it, bro. That's all I had.
Come on, bro. Yeah, China gonna be a major part in it.
Come
on. Yeah, but you had something else, Yum Yacht?
Yeah, come, bro. I had one more. Isaiah 13 verses 5 down to about 11. Yep,
okay, come. Read what you.
You got it.
Nah, you gotta make your point.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying how the brother's saying, hey, basically how even Russia gonna have a part in this also, you know. So Yahweh Shai is stirring up all the everything that's gonna be brought over here. I'm gonna say this it's ultimately it's gonna be against this devil already, man, and we already know it because for one, Russia, like you said, China, North Korea, Iran. Hey, Yahweh Shai is he gonna use these nations as an instrument to render the judgment to to Babylon. You got it.
Gun, this is the book of Isaiah.
Before you get there, you say you gonna read something right now? Cause we're gonna read
Gun,
down with that and we'll finish it with this Isaiah.
Come hey, real quick, I had something to back up Priest Lamar going into that Valley of Jehoshaphat. You know, we know what it is, but for sake of edification, I just a quick Google search. It says in the King James version of the Bible, the Valley of Jehoshaphat is a location mentioned in the book of Joel. Speaking of Joel chapter 3, verse 2 and 12, it says where the Most High will gather all the nations for judgment due to their actions against his people and his land. It is described as a time and place for the valleys of decisions, i.e. a future event where the Most High's judgment on the wicked will be carried out.
That final judgment, you know, because this is the last time the Lord is going to have to intervene in the earth, you know, and judge the nations. Because after this, he going to, you know, Yahweh Shai is going to be set up, and Lord will, we're going to be joint heirs. That's why the scriptures speak about what the earth will not learn war anymore, you know, because there's going to be no need for war, because things are going to be judged before it get to the point of a war. All right, and these nations won't have the capabilities to wage war on each other because they won't have, weaponry, you know, to wage war. So, yeah, this the last time, you know, where the Lord, is going to have to bring a global judgment, you know, at one time, you know. You want that Isaiah 13:5, bro?
Got it, bro.
You got it, bro.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 13, starting at verse 5. It says they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord Yahweh Shai, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land.
Yep. Judgment instruments. You know, just think about it. Because you got the missiles in this day, which is gonna be the day of the Lord. You got missiles that's gonna fly. You got chariots that's coming through judging things. Yahweh Shai coming, you know, and also, you know, bringing judgments on the earth. You got it.
Verse 6. Howl ye, for the day of the Lord Yahweh Shai is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
Yeah, so ain't no peace in safety. You know, and even the Lord tell us basically, hey, it's a day of darkness again. It ain't what you thinking. It ain't that handing out flowers and roses and no, Yahweh Shai ain't coming like that. You got it?
Verse 7, it says, therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one after another. Their faces shall be as flames.
This is gonna be the seriousness. See, because it's gonna be taken serious then. When this day come, it's gonna be serious.
Mm-hmm.
People gonna be they're gonna be dropping gonna be dropping dead, man. Shit, it is. They're gonna be dropping dead, man. Their hearts failing them from the fear of things that come up on the earth. They're gonna be losing the spirit. They're gonna be going back to the spirit world.
Yeah, it'll be some horrific time, man. Cause that's gonna be you just imagine how World War III gonna sound, you know, even before it get nuclear. You know, that conventional warfare, leading to that conventional warfare is going to be so loud, you know, and just these missiles flying all over the earth, you know, just conventional warfare. And then when they scrap them nuclear warheads on them, man, that's all she wrote, you know. But it's going to be suffering, it's going to be famine, it's going to be, you know, cities, you know, being destroyed, you know, it's going to be, you know, civil unrest, you know, it's going to be grimy, it's going to be a terrible time, man. The Lord's finna bring, you know, a tribulation that this earth has never seen. You know, so to be alive in these times, man, without Yahweh Bashim Shai, yeah, it's gonna be this gonna be a hell of an experience, man. You know, what you got, bro?
Can I say real quick?
What you got?
Yeah. You just said how imagine it, like the noise that's going to be created. Like we already hear the noise about, you know, these jets when they come across, you know, come over our heads.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine they moving slow according to how the nuke's gonna move, man. You know, they moving slow. They moving slow according to the rate of the what is it, the Mach speed of those missiles are?
Speed of sound. Yeah, they move faster than the speed of sound.
Yeah, they're breaking barriers, man.
They're breaking that speed barrier. That's not what that sound barrier.
Yeah, man. Hey, these missiles, I mean, it's like these jets are already loud as hell.
Yeah, they got some of them, I think it's like Mach 27 or something like that.
Yeah.
Now, what it? Talking about the missile?
Yeah, I think Russia got something that say like Mach 27. It's like 19,000 miles per hour.
Yeah, it's that hypersonic. You know what I mean? Because speed of sound. To break the sound barrier, you got to go 770 miles. You know, that's why some jets, you know, fighter jets, you know, they be breaking the sound barrier. But you know, they go like Mach 2, Mach 3. You know, some maybe can touch Mach 4 for a second or two. But yeah, the missiles on hypersonic, you know, they start off at, you know, Mach 10, Mach 11. You know, but yeah, Russia got something that's Mach 27. Yeah, that's crazy. You know?
19,900 miles per hour.
Well, yeah, you got it, bro.
Was it more on it? Said the verse 9.
Yeah, you want you to read to 11. You said 11, then, bro.
Come.
Okay, I got you. This is Isaiah, back in Isaiah 13, verse 9. It says, "Behold, the day of the Lord Yahweh Shema shall cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it."
Yeah, so the same person that's talking about, you know, this proudness, like it ain't gonna be no more wars over with, but this place here is gonna be, it's gonna be an example of the war. This is gonna be it. You know, this is gonna be the intel of a war. It's gonna be again the last war. You got it.
Verse 10, it says, "For the stars of heaven and the constellation thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine."
You got it. One more. Go ahead, read into it, Baba Kashaf.
You scroll down a little bit, bro, Baba Kashaf. Come on, that's good. The water. Verse 11, "And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible."
Yeah, so this is gonna be the day where all the shit he talking about, you know, what they talk about, that's it. That's coming. Like, well, I mean, it ain't gonna be no more talking about this. It's gonna be over. Hey, they already know. For one, and we already know the elites. They listen. They chime in. You know, they listen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it's gonna be all action against them. So their words is gonna come to naught. What they talking about, man? That shit gonna come to naught. That's all I hear, bro.
Come.
Can I read this for the brother, bro?
You got it, bro. What you got?
Real quick. I just Googled it real quick because the title was "We Know What Peace and Safety Really Means." It's a quick Google search. It says, "What does the Bible say in reference about peace and safety?" It says the Bible represents a dual view of peace and safety. It warns that a false sense of peace and safety precedes sudden destruction, while simultaneously promising true peace and security in the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah for the believers who are the 1/3, the hopeful elect.
Yeah. The duality, so when we keep hearing peace and safety, especially over there in the what they call peace in the Middle East, but we know the exact opposite, that's going to spark off the Third World War, the least of the flock dragging them out, and we know their conflict with Iran is going to lead to a global war, and within that global war, Yahweh Shai is coming to bring peace, to his people, which is the elect of Israel, all right, and eventually all of Israel, so this war, is going to be, all right, a terror, all right, to everyone outside of the elect, the 1/3, but then that I was looking at, I think the fastest speed that they got, like that Mach 10, and Mach 5, that's when you enter hypersonic speed, which is like 30. I was just looking at it, like 3,600 miles an hour. But Mach 10 is the fastest that they reach as far as any projectile or even the rockets, that they send through NASA. Then the fastest rocket was like 9.68 Mach, close to Mach 10, but they peak out by their 10, but I say that's crazy fast. That's make those missiles get over here, in minutes, from Russia, China, Iran, India, North Korea, But yeah, anybody had anything else before we close out? Well, with that, the point been made, Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters was edified once again. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful and Shalom.
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 Shalom.